Cricket presents the Campfire. Today we're analyzing District 6-6A. Teams in this district include Allen, McKinney, Boyd, Plano, Plano East, Plano West, Princeton, Prosper, and Rock Hill. Let's begin by taking a look at this district in our film session. 6-6A came down to Allen and Prosper a year ago, and looks like that might be the case again in 2025. Allen beat Prosper 22-7 last year and won the district championship, then going 4 rounds deep in the postseason. This year, Lee Wigginton's team has the pieces to run it back. Jaden Hambrick is back as running back, and he scored 14 touchdowns out of the backfield. Carter Harris and Caleb Smith are a couple of the most dominant receivers in 6-6A. Defensively, Allen's secondary is led by Kai Wheaton and LeBron Bauer. Meanwhile, Prosper quarterback Braden Imhoff may have the cleanest jersey in the state. Why, you ask? Well, he has 3 high Division I linemen blocking for him, and Zayden Krempton, Bryce Gilmore, and Sean Stover. Those guys will open up the running game, too. Plano East brings back a 1,000-yard rusher, Travis Agee, to a team that missed out on the postseason a year ago. Rock Hill was a postseason team a year ago, and the Blue Hawks return a defensive backfield led by Bryce Allen. McKinney also was in the playoffs last year, but got hit hard with graduation. Plano will make a charge for the postseason behind running back Chance Cully, who rushed for over 1,000 yards. Princeton has one of the district's unsung quarterbacks in Marcus Flowers. McKinney Boyd will hope new head coach Stu Johnson changes their fortunes, while Plano West will look to quarterback Jordan Grant to lead them to a few wins.
The Campfire is presented by Cricket. Smile, you're on Cricket.
We love easy. 4! Yeah!
Players on the Rise is brought to you by Parker University. Do you or your student want a career training the world's best athletes? Check out our bachelor's degree in strength and human performance today. The Campfire is brought to you by Kubota, the #1 selling compact tractor in Texas. For details, visit gokubota.com. Kubota, because you can.
For an even deeper look at 6-6A, here's producer Ward Fasold and insider Matt Diggs with the district breakdown.
All right, Dixie, 6-6A, you know what this is. You know what you're going to say about it. I don't know if you want to get to it from the beginning or somewhere in the middle, because I know where I want to start. I want to start with the team that can't quite seem to get rid of Division I offensive linemen. Every year they have 3 to 5 of them up there, and this year they got, if you go through the Dallas Morning News top 100, 3 of the top 10 are offensive linemen at Prosper. That team's stacked on the line, but is my man Dixie going to want to start with the Panthers? I don't know. We'll find out. Tell me what you think about 6-6A, brother boy.
We like to start numerically in the Campfire, and we usually like to start at the top of the district. When we're in 3-6A, we start with North Crowley. It's a logical thing. 4-6A, we start with South Lake Carroll. So I think we need to start with the Allen Eagles, just a little bit north of where I live. This team looks like they are ready to ascend back to where they've been in 2016, 2018, and kind of even going back to the Kyler Murray years. But there are some questions about Allen this year, but they got 12 starters that are going to probably be playing college football, and that just lets you know the depth that Allen has. When you have 7,000 students in your school, you're going to have some depth. But they had a pretty key transfer who is at quarterback in Jeremiah Dowd, who we were going to talk about in this insider as the McKinney quarterback, but as the world turns, he's going to be over there at Allen. And you and I saw him very first game of our year last year against Frisco Emerson, and we had some questions about him. But since then, it seems like he's settled in. He's in all the Elite 12 quarterbacks. He's got he committed to Florida Atlantic, so I think that he is ready to take the next step. 1 through 9, I got Allen number 1, I got Prosper number 2, I got Plano East number 3, I've got Plano number 4, I've got Rock Hill at number 5, I've got McKinney at number 6, McKinney Boyd at number 7, Princeton, even though they're my shocker team, I think they're going to be better and more competitive. I still got them at the bottom half of the district at number 8, and I've got Plano West at number 9. But Lord, 3 to 9, very variable. You could see a lot of movement between those 7 teams.
We'll post the entire breakdown segment this Wednesday on our social media pages. Now, let's take a look at some game changers in our Players on the Rise, presented by Parker University. Last year's Offensive Player of the Year was Prosper quarterback Braden Imhoff. He threw for 2,600 yards and 29 touchdowns for an 8-3 Eagles team. Imhoff completed 65% of his passes and averaged 240 yards per game. Prosper hoping to go deep in this year's postseason, and a big year from Imhoff would go a long way. One of the best returning tailbacks in 6-6A is Travis Agee from Plano East. As a junior, Agee ran for 1,300 yards and 7 scores for the Panthers. Travis is a tough, rugged running back who has the shiftiness to extend plays. Plano East wants to head back to the postseason and will look to do so off the legs of Agee. Oh, and the senior can play linebacker too. One of the 3 Division I offensive linemen on the Prosper offense, Bryce Gilmore, is a monster at offensive tackle. He's 6'5" and over 300 pounds, is an immovable object on that Eagles line. Gilmore possesses strength and conviction and has steadily improved on his movement. He can play right tackle or left tackle and could develop into an NFL prospect after his time at the University of Arkansas. One of the best defensive backs in the district is Bradley Brown from Plano. The Wildcat safety finished junior year with 69 tackles, 2 for loss, and 1 sack. When he zeroes in on the ball carrier, there isn't much stopping Brown from bringing that man down. Bradley committed to TCU and will bring his hard-hitting persona to Fort Worth.
Switch to Cricket and get nationwide 5G, so you can post that epic ooh. If you switch, you also get a free phone, which you need. Welcome to getting more. Welcome to Cricket Nation. Smile, you're on Cricket.
75 years of made-to-order goodness. That's Whataburger. Goodness 24/7. The Campfire is brought to you by Kubota, the #1 selling compact tractor in Texas. For details, visit gokubota.com. Kubota, because you can.
Our Ward Fasold caught up to Prosper Rock Hill head coach Mark Wilkinson to talk about his Blue Hawks in our Media Day segment.
All right, we are talking 6-6A with Rock Hill head coach Mark Wilkinson. And Coach, you were one of the 4 that made it out of that monster district, and you actually came out as a 3 seed. It was a very, in my eyes, a very successful season. You might not think so because you were 6-5 but the teams that you had to play and the way you kind of got out of the gate, scoring only 7 points or less the first 3 games, but you really started getting going. How did you view last season?
Last season was a success. When you're a new program relatively, we were going into our 5th year here at Rock Hill. Prosper ISD had obviously been opened up a lot of schools, so we were still having to kind of rebuild from losing some kids for some other campuses just because of the growth in the district. And for our kids to battle back and, to have to win our last 2 games and fight through some adversity to get those victories to get in. And the school had never had a playoff berth and they never had a winning season. So absolutely success. But I really think the success came in the fact that, when our backs were against the wall, our players really showed some toughness and they showed some grit when they could have easily not done that. Because we had a really tough loss against Plano East late in the year that put us behind the 8 ball, and then we beat Plano, then we beat McKinney the last game of the year to put us in. So I was as proud of that as anything, just the way we had to do it. So it was definitely a defining moment for this program, and now the standard is reset. Before it was just get in. Now the standard is this is what we do here. So it's been a great thing for the overall program and the campus and the school community too.
Thank you very much for joining me.
Absolutely. I appreciate you. Let me talk about our program. It's always a joy.
You can catch the entire interview Friday on our social media channels. Hey, that'll do it for this week's Campfire. Next week, we take a deep dive into 7-6A. Until then, have a great week, everybody.